Hi, I'm Allie from Double Z Farm. I make videos, well, kind of sporadically about my horses. We have cows here, chickens, ducks, Kimber, who went somewhere. Anyways, today we're going to do a tutorial, or I'm going to try to. We're going to see. So if you like that kind of stuff, be sure to subscribe to my channel, like, comment, maybe share this video if you really like it. That really helps me out. I'm trying to get more followers so that this is worth it, making more videos on YouTube. So we're going to see. But I was scrolling through Facebook the other day and I saw this video, and this horse is having a freaking blast. And I thought, what are these and how do I get them? Because Xena would love them, right? She'd love them. And I'm like, this has got to be some kind of toy, right? So I'm doing all this research on horse toys. I can't find anything. I have bought so many horse toys. If you follow me on other platforms, you know. And I'm like, I have to have these. Then I realized they're not supposed to be a toy. They're a ground pole. They're a squishy foam ground pole for teaching horses distances and jumping, used for canter poles, all that kind of stuff, because they don't roll. If a horse were to step on them, it won't cause an injury. And I thought, well, I don't really jump anymore that often. It probably is going to be a bit till I do again. So I don't really need these, but I could use them in trail and ranch trail practice, like backing through the L, all that kind of stuff. And if they step on them, who cares? It's not going to cause any injuries. So I'm like, I have to have these things. So I started doing research on where to get them. They're freaking expensive. I'm like, this is silly. It's just foam and plastic. So I have to find out how to make them. So I go down the rabbit hole on that. And some people are saying, well, you could use a mattress pad. Well, I don't have one of those. But if you have an old mattress pad, you could make these going forward. Just change a couple things in this tutorial. Easy peasy. I go on Home Depot's website and I start typing in foam. Like, okay, where do I get this foam? And they have an exterior upholstery foam for like your couch cushions on your patio furniture. I buy that, a tarp, and some spray adhesive Gorilla Glue, and we are going to give this a shot. And if this all goes according to plan, my measurements were right, and I don't mess up a bunch, I should be able to make 6. And I'll put everything that I bought for you guys to see. I'll show pictures of it on the screen, and then I'll also put links in the description box so that if you want to make these, you can. Everything that I've put into these is under $100, and if I can make 6, that's pretty good, because as you can see, they're very expensive to buy. Yeah, they're a little nicer. I get it. So we're going to make these poles, and we're going to give it a try. These are each 6 feet long and 24 wide. So I've decided I want to make 6 poles. So I'm going to split each of these into 4-inch sections. So it'll be 6 across, but I want them to be 12 feet long. So I'm actually going to glue each 6-foot section together. So we should, if I don't mess this up, we should end up with 6 12-foot long ground poles. So I have these all lined out, ready to cut. I'm going to use this box cutter and try my best to cut through them. I think this is going to be the best method because these are really thick. And I will tell you guys, I did try scissors. These are 3 inches thick. It was very difficult to get through them. So I'm going to try this method. You can see here I ended up using a combination of the razor blade and the scissors. So I would cut through with the razor first and then finish it with the scissors when it wasn't so thick. The next thing to do is to glue these 2 halves together. So like I said before, these are both 6-foot sections and I want 12 foot in length. So we are going to glue these 2 sections together with this Gorilla Glue spray adhesive. It says that it is for everything, including foam. So I've actually already glued 1 section together and just a couple minutes later, and it's already working. I have all the foam cut and glued together. I'm going to attempt to wrap it in the tarp. Now I decided to move out here. This glue isn't very strong, but I figured if I'm going to be using a lot of it, maybe I should not do it in an enclosed room. You know, it's fine. So I'm going to stretch the tarp out, and then I'm going to try to figure out how to lay these out and get each one of them wrapped. And I'm just going to kind of wrap them up like a birthday present, kind of. Let's see what happens. First, I opened up the tarp to see what I had to work with, and then I laid the first noodle out and cut it. And then it was time to glue, so I put the dog away just for her safety and just started wrapping the tarp around and adding glue and then finishing off the ends. One thing I discovered pretty quick was that the Gorilla Glue was having a hard time getting the very edges of the tarp to stay down, and I wanted everything to be really flush because I figured the babies would be picking these up in their mouths, and I didn't want them to be able to grab a hold of any of the edges of the tarp. So I used a hot glue gun to just glue the edges and the very ends and just make sure there were no little pieces of tarp sticking up. And it worked really well because it was so hot, it kind of melted the tarp to itself in a good way. And I found that to be the perfect finishing step for these. And it didn't take too long. I just ran it around the very edges and it sealed them up really nice and tight. You can see here. And here they are. They're all done, all 6 of them. I managed to actually make 6. I know, I didn't mess up too bad. So I'm gonna spend the next week using them and letting the babies play with them. Then I will update you guys on the durability of them. I know they're not as pretty as the ones you can buy, but you know, saved me a little bit of money and gave me something to do on this Saturday because I need more to do, but it's fine. Update on the poles. So I've been using them. Honestly, it's taken me a while to edit this video. So I've been using them for probably 2.5 months now. And I use them pretty much every day for various things. Sometimes I just throw them in a pile and let the horses navigate their way through them at the walk and the trot. In this video clip, this is Zena's first time backing the L. She's just a little greenie baby with like not even 60 rides in this video. This is her first time side passing. Little brother's so helpful. But they hold up really well. As you can see, Zinger chews on them a ton. And my horses have a lot of access to the arena. When they're in the big pasture, they can come in and out as they please. And they haven't torn these up, broken them, anything. And they like to just run around with them, step on them, bite them, spin circles with them. And they've held up really, really, really well. So I'm quite impressed and pleased with my little at-home project. So that's going to be it today, guys. I want to hear in the comments if you've used this tutorial to make them. And if you watched this whole video, leave a horse emoji below and then consider subscribing to my channel because it really helps me out. And follow me on all my other social medias. I will see you guys next time. Bye.